How would you like to create basketball highlight videos for one of the top high school programs in the country, or travel to Orlando to film the US Open of Martial Arts, where the greatest martial artists from around the world compete to be the best? How would you like to work with greats such as Chuck Norris or Bob the Biz Sapp? How would you like to get better seats at a kickboxing match than His Airness Michael Jordan? Today's guest will talk about his experiences in TV production and how it has influenced his life thus far. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwood Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Adam Bogdan, to meet the new directors.
Camera 3. There we go. Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acted as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an up-and-coming editor who has been involved with TV production since his early childhood. He also has a keen interest in sports, especially basketball, and this is prominent in his videos as his main features are basketball highlights or college recruitment videos. We would like you to meet our guest today, Adam Rubin.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
Adam, how did you get started in editing films and highlight videos?
I actually started when I was a freshman in high school when I was 14 because I went to Trinity Catholic, as not a lot of people know, and our basketball team had won the FCIAC and state championship Division I title that year. It was first year of Division I. And because of that, they wanted to make a highlight of the season composing of all the best shots and all the dunks and everything else. So I talked to my dad, and I ended up editing that season together, which turned out actually pretty well. It was the first video I ever made. I then went to work with my neighbor Mark Fraioli at his editing place down on Summer Street in Stamford called Mark Anthony Video. And I've been there for about 4 years editing weddings, birthday parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, and corporate events. I left there in about my sophomore year in high school. I went out and purchased my first editing machine. It was an Apple Power Mac G4, and I installed Final Cut on there. And at first it was pretty hard, but then after I got a hang of it, it was now second nature to me. And about nowadays, I make maybe 1 or 2 full-length highlight videos, anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes a month, just because it takes so long. It may be hard, but at the end, when you're just watching the videos, it's fun. It makes it interesting.
It's pretty cool. Can you tell us a little bit why you decided to take the TV1 course?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to learn the basics of TV production, since I've been in TV production for a while, and every time I'm on an event and I try something new, they'll teach me what I need to know in order to do the job, but they won't exactly teach me the basics. For a runner or production system, they'll tell me what they need, so I'll learn what they need, but I want to learn the basics of it. So I wanted to come back and start fresh and learn those. I also wanted to learn the Avid editing system, because running on Final Cut is great, but if I want to work in a production facility that runs Avid, I need to learn it. So rather than learning it on the job, I'd rather learn it here, so that way I can offer both Final Cut and Avid to a prospective employer.
What are some of the most useful things you've learned in the TV1 course?
Probably the most important thing I've learned was the video and audio editing systems with Avid. That was pretty cool. I've also learned better compositions because my shots in the past have been okay. I've had some good ones, some bad ones. I know the rule you're not supposed to chop someone's head off, but it was the lighting was the problem. Is they would either be too dark or too light, and you'd have to fix that in editing, or I would have to fix them because I chopped their head off and I'd have to put something there to make it look like their head was still there. I also learned that if you want to make someone look like they're running a really long distance, even though they're not, instead of doing a slow-mo like I would in the past, I would now use a telephoto lens because it would make it seem that they're running a longer distance due to their long focal length.
Well, you definitely learned a lot of good stuff. Tell us a little bit about the sequences you made, like the coffee sequence, the car crash, and the campus story.
Yeah, sure. It starts off with my campus story, just because that was the best project, I think, just with all the things I've learned. I used the editing and scripting skills I used in the first 2 video projects to make this video. I made a storyboard full of locations and a script and times to go with it. I went to Greenwich to shoot the first part of the video, which is up now, of me in the Ferrari dealership kind of dreaming like, okay, I want this one, and I find the one car that I like and end up getting in it, and it shows me in there. The second part of the video is me playing video games and everything else. For the first 2 sequences, which were the teacup and the coffee sequence, I learned the basic editing and scripting techniques to go with it. And the car crash sequence, I learned how to script the scene and direct actors so that it came out pretty well. And it's got actually a pretty interesting shot in it coming up where I'll open the hood and there's a camera sitting on the engine so that you see my face with the guy I'm with, Mark's face, just kind of goes together so you see our reaction to it.
And tell us a little bit about your best project as we watch it here.
My best project would have to have been the campus story, just because I spent so much time working on it. I think it took me 2 weeks to film, edit, put everything together, get the music, everything set up. Pretty much it is about a guy who is doing so much homework, it's late at night, he's sitting in front of the computer editing and just falls asleep. And his first daydream sequence is where he's in a exotic car dealership looking around, kind of dreaming, okay, wow, I wish I had one of these cars. And this is actually me in the Ferrari shop in Greenwich. And that's me with the F430 just dreaming about it. I get in, realize, okay, this is the car I want. And then it changes to the me playing video games. And I'm sitting on the couch with the Wii controller playing Wii Golf. And then the end of it is I wake up and go back to sleep, and then I'm at the driving range at Sterling Farms just hitting golf balls just because it's really relaxing. The twist with this, though, is that I wake up at the end of the video, and I'm like, darn, I still have a lot of homework to do. And then I start getting back to work.
That sounds like a pretty funny movie. After taking the TV1 course, what would you like to do next?
I would actually love to work at ESPN as a network producer. It's one of the things I want to do since I was probably started in this business 10 years ago. But in the meantime, since I'm not going to be working at ESPN anytime soon, just because of school and everything, I want to continue on my course of doing my regular highlight videos and college group videos, just because it's interesting, it's fun. It may take a long time, like the last one took me over a month to create, but in the end, when you give it to the customer and you see the look on their face as they're watching their video and you get to see them on TV, it's also very rewarding because it makes you feel good inside that you did something.
It's very good. Today we got to meet someone who shared with us his love of TV production and editing. As a new TV director, he hopes to one day get a job at ESPN as a network producer. He also plans to use what he has learned at NCC to continue on his path, making top quality basketball highlight videos and to edit family videos of his little brothers and sisters. We would like to thank Adam for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Good night and good luck.
That one wasn't bad. The first video came out. And he gets done. Boom!
This has been the New Directors
Boom!
with your host, Adam Bogdan, directed by Milton. I'm your announcer, Cesar Pera. The New Directors is a Nova Community College student production.